Hi guys, it is Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing and I'm here with a Christmas book tag. I was tagged in the Christmas movie book tag by Katie over Katie Loves to Read. I will leave a link to her video below on her channel, and if you are not subscribed to her already, you really should be, because she is absolutely amazing and beautiful and I love her to pieces, and she's Irish, which is just extra special. So I definitely say go and subscribe to her right now and then come back and you can watch the rest of my video. So this is a really cute tag. It is about Christmas movies. I love Christmas movies. I have a huge collection of Christmas movies, and yeah, it's just like a pastime for myself and my family. We always watch as many Christmas movies as we can every Christmas. So yeah, I will just get straight on into it. So the first question is Elf, a book that made you laugh out loud. And for this one I am choosing a recent read, and it is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. There is just something about this book that really, I think it's supposed to be a comedic book as far as I know, but there is just a few characters in it that are just so dramatic, and like they just say certain things that are just really, really funny. There's one character in this called John, and he is the friend, the main girl, Catherine. He is a brother of her friend, and he is talking to Catherine, and he's kind of, all he does is talk about himself and how much money he makes and how great his horses are and how great his carriage is and how superior he is to basically everyone else on earth. And he's just really, really funny, and like he says things about how ugly his sisters are and how fat their ankles are and how ugly their dresses are and stuff like that, and he just kind of comes out with these things, and he just definitely made me laugh out loud sometimes. I really found him really, really funny. So yeah, this is going to be my answer for this question. Arthur Christmas, a middle grade or YA book that you think adults could learn a lot from. For this one I have chosen Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred D. Taylor. This is a book that I read when I was about, I read it quite young. I think I was about 10 or 11 when I first read it, and then I had to study it again when I was about 14, and then since then I have read the rest of the series, and I have reread them. These are just books I really, really love. I actually don't own them. I really should own them because I really love these books. But it is about a young girl growing up in Mississippi. She is a black girl, and it's about around the 1930s, I think, because I think it's around the 1930s. I'm not 100% sure. But it is basically where there is still obviously a lot of racism. Black children and black people have no rights. They have to go to separate schools. They're not allowed, the same books. They're not allowed to go to the same shops. Basically, they have nothing, and they're treated absolutely disgusting. And because I read this book, we used to, when I was smaller, our school books used to have chapters of certain books. And this is where I first learned about this book. I was about 11 years old, 10 or 11, and I read a chapter of this book where the main girl, Cassie, she's given new books in school, but turns out these are not new books, that they are second-hand books given to them by white children, and they've already been through about 10 or 15 schools, so the books are in absolute tatters by the time they get to the school for black children. And Cassie is not happy with this, and she is arguing about, why do they have such crappy books, and she ends up getting hit by her teacher because of it. And it was just one of those things that really struck out to me when I was a child. And it really made me think about, it really opened my eyes that there was once a thing. When you're a child, you don't really think about racial issues. But it was something that really made me realise that there is such a thing as racial issues. And I think that this is the kind of book, because it's told, a lot of them are told through a child's eyes. I think it's something that can really resonate with adults as well. And the same with everything that's going on in the world today. I think there's obviously there's still a lot of racism, and I think as a book as simple as a children's book that is supposed to teach children about racism could actually teach adults a lot about racism as well. So I'm going to choose that answer. I think they're just fantastic books, and they're fantastic books for children to read. I'd recommend anyone to read them if they haven't read them already, because while they're children's books, they're such serious issues that, they're told in such a good way for children as well. So yeah, go and read those books because they're really good. White Christmas, a classic book that you think everyone should read. And for this one I've chosen Wizard of Oz by Frank L. Baum. I love this version of Wizard of Oz. I don't know where I got it. I think I got it from a family member at some point when I was younger. But I really, really love this version. It's just so cute. It has like little illustrations in it. and I've read it so many times. I just think it's the cutest, and it's such a cute book, and it's so different as well. The book version obviously of Wizard of Oz. I think there might be a few more books of Wizard of Oz, but there's a lot more things that happen in the book that don't happen in the movie. And if anyone likes Wizard of Oz the movie, I would definitely say to check out the book as well, because the book is magical. Love Actually, a book with a huge cast of characters, and for this one I've chosen a Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin. If anyone has read this book or seen the TV show, you know how many characters are in this. It's often quite hard coming back to one of these books after a while of not reading it, because it's so hard to remember who all the characters are. It's a little bit easier now with a TV show now that it's caught up, but yeah, I'm dying for the next book of this series. Oh my god, when is it going to come out? But yeah, I'm planning to reread when the new book eventually, or if it ever comes out, I'm planning to reread the whole series. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The Grinch, a book with a great villain. For this one I have chosen Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. There's a specific villain in this. I can't quite remember his name. It's either the Grey Man or the Grey Magician, but he is just ruthless and merciless, and he does some terrible things that really cut me up, and I think he's a really fantastic villain. And yeah, I would not like to meet him on a dark night. The Polar Express, a book where a character goes on a great adventure. For this one I've chosen Sabriel by Garth Nix. I'm holding up Lyriel because I actually don't own Sabriel, and I haven't even read Lyriel yet, but it's Sabriel by Garth Nix. This is a book where the main character Sabriel goes on this great adventure to this other side of the world where there are all sorts of magical creatures. She meets a magical cat called Mogget, I think that's right, who is actually kind of like a demon harnessed in the shape of a cat. She kind of is someone who is able to walk on the side of death, if you know what I mean. She's able to kind of go into the underworld and bring back people, and she's going to find her dad, who she thinks is caught in the underworld, and she has to try and figure out what happened to him. And she goes on this great adventure through this other land, and she's kind of learning more about herself and what she can do. And yeah, it's just really interesting to read. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read on with the rest of the series, which hopefully I will do soon. The Snowman, choose a book with a festive cover, and I have chosen The Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simons. There's just something about this that's real Christmassy. Obviously she is wrapped up in her warm coat, and there's snow falling all around her, and it's absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love this book. It's such a beautiful book with a beautiful romance. I've heard some criticism of this book recently, and I'm just like, I literally just cover my ears and go la 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 la, because I don't want to hear it, because this book is probably, I think it's my favourite book in the entire world. I just absolutely love it. I'm always rereading it. I think I might reread it the next year in 2016. I'm going to try and reread it soon, I think. But this is the kind of book that I just sink myself in, and it's just, this cover is so Christmassy, and it just reminds me of Christmas and snow, which we never get in Ireland, or where I live anyway. We never get snow, so I am obsessed with snow because I just really wanted the snow. But yeah, this, and I really love her jacket as well, or her little cloak, because it looks really warm. So yeah, this is my festive cover. And there's a bonus question, which is, what's your favourite Christmas or holiday movie? And that's a really hard one for me. I really love the Santa Claus trilogy, specifically the first one, though I do love the second one as well, with Tim Allen. I think they're amazing. They're so funny. I really love them. And then Home Alone, of course, is a favourite. Though a recent favourite of mine is actually Christmas with the Cranks, again with Tim Allen. I just think it's really funny. And yeah, I actually watched that last week, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, I am not going to tag anyone, I think. I tag anyone who also loves the Santa Claus trilogy. That's who I tag. And I hope you guys all have a really Merry Christmas, and I'll see you guys again next time. So bye!